Hello, guys. Hello to all of you. Um, Happy weekend to all of you. And I'm also using this opportunity to thank my followers. And most of you may be seeing that I'm no longer duetting videos on TikTok. There are reasons for it. Because all the videos that I'm duetting on TikTok, my account is being suspended that I'm duetting video that is in TikTok, and there is no room for me to argue with TikTok support group or customer service. That's why I step aside. But on today's program, I would like us to look into modern day warfare. Modern day warfare, the problem that is raging in Europe and the problem that is going on around the world. You know, that would be nice that we discuss on today's Ukraine, Russia, war, NATO, Europe, and all sorts of problems going on around the world. You know, I do recall when problems started popping up in Turkey. That's a Turkey. Today they changed their name to Turkey, but it's Turkey. We know before. Um, about this YPG groups and whatever. There is a certain time when Turkey suspended the opposition party, that is the PKK party, in their parliament. All the Western world busted, they placed sanction on Turkey that Turkey is going against democratic system of so-called modern day developed world. And it was a very big topic to discuss. But today, many people and Europeans are not, even though the press, they are not even discussing on what is going on in Ukraine. Most of you may recall, as this problem break out in Ukraine, a lot of opposition parties were bound. Press offices were closed. A lot of things happened in Ukraine, and the press never say anything about it. Do you know why? I jump into a very powerful, serious information that I would like to dish out. Most of you that are following the war in Ukraine, following all the whole problems that are going on around Ukraine, know nothing about it. Do you know why there was coup in Ukraine in 2014? Do you know why Yanukovych must get out of office for today's government to get access to the authoritarian or the authority of Ukraine, both the former president? Something has shed to light, and no press is talking about it. Or they don't want to talk about it, or they're afraid to talk about it. And I'm here to dish it out. You know, before 2014, America has been financing a project in Ukraine, building up a solid something that never came to light to nobody until today. And what they did to Ukraine, they started it in Africa. They started it in Nigeria. Let me tell you. Around, around 90s, this project was activated in Nigeria. And it has been perfected in Nigeria. Now they are now exporting it to Europe, and they will still export it to Asia. Do you know what they do? Do you know why Zelensky dismantled everything opposition? That he's the only order of the day in Ukraine. The parliament, nobody is hearing anything about parliament decision or whatever. The war that is going on in Ukraine, if I may ask you, watching here now, what do you think that is going on? If somebody asks you, you will say that Russia declared war on Ukraine, isn't it so? And Russia is fighting Ukraine because Ukraine was bombarding Donbass and Lugansk since 2014. They refused the central government or the coup government from Kiev. That is the news and narrative that are being sold all over the world. Why do you think war has broken out? Let me ask you another question. Why do you think that, what do you think that gives Zelensky the audacity, the authority to demand for cash, weapon, dictating to Europe on what and what he need, and they must give it to him? What do you think that gave him that audacity? Do you think all these things that is happening is due to the solidarity that NATO has with Ukraine, or because Ukraine is an European country, or Ukraine is a white country? No. Before Ukraine, the person that is sending requests, you may join later, but not now. Let me just dish out the topic. You may come back later. So Ukraine is a project, and I am here to tell you guys what this project is all about. There is nothing Ukraine in this war. There is nothing Ukraine. I said it started in Africa, and they are perfecting everything now. So, what is Ukraine, and what is Russia fighting in Ukraine? Ukraine is not Ukraine that you know before. The Ukraine you know today is a private military army of NATO in Europe. And Zelensky is the chairman of that project. That's why every NATO country is obliged to support Ukraine. They will support more. They will do more. Everything they are doing is to manipulate the mindset of people so that you will still think that what all the NATO countries, G7, are doing is to support Ukraine to defend themselves. Ukraine is a project, only that Russia busted this project before it matured. The project is this: Ukraine should be the private army of NATO that will fight on behalf of NATO against Russia. If you come into Africa, in Nigeria, NATO cannot fight Nigeria. Europe cannot fight Nigeria in open war. They created what they call Boko Haram. Boko Haram is not an Islamic movement. Boko Haram, today, I publish videos of Boko Haram members that was killed. You will see French soldiers in Boko Haram. You will find Canadian soldiers in Boko Haram. You will find NATO soldiers in Boko Haram fighting Nigeria, mining Nigerian solid minerals behind the scene. Yes, they started it in Africa. They perfected it in Africa, and it's now made for export. Most of you may accept it. Most of you may argue, but I will give you 3 weeks to 4 weeks. You will start seeing what I'm telling you. Ukraine, what Russia is fighting in Ukraine is not Ukrainians. What Russia is fighting is private army of NATO. That's why Zelensky has the moral, the audacity, the power to go to United States. Do you know that some of American politicians are even agitating that they should mold Zelensky and put it in America, where people will be seeing him as the Thor of Europe? Ukraine is not member of NATO. Ukraine is not European member. Ukraine is none of anything union concerning NATO of Europe. Why are they going bankrupt? Why are they destroying the economy? Just to make sure that their project in